This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gab-fed show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. You have the code for the machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you never did. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.com.
And do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Welcome to Man Talk 133 with Charles and Darl, the movement dedicated to empowering men, uniting brothers, and building a strong coalition. This is more than just a conversation. It's a call to action. Join us as we uplift, support, and inspire men worldwide. Because together, we don't just talk, we lead. We grow and we conquer. Are you ready to be part of the coalition? Let's dive in.
Welcome to Man Talk 133 with Charles and Darryl. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, bro? How you feeling, man?
Ain't nothing to it, man. I want to welcome everybody into the show tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in, tapping in. You know, thank y'all for sharing it, spreading the word, you know, whatever y'all doing. We really appreciate it. Also, you know, check us out on YouTube, Man Talk 133, Instagram, Facebook, us talking on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? So check us out, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, man, so, you know, the topic we got to talk about tonight, man, I kind of want to discuss was self-esteem and why it matters. Like you got the high self-esteem, and low self-esteem.
Right.
So what made me think about self-esteem, right? And I'm gonna get into part of this was like go through, I'm gonna read, you know, get some context. I like to give context on you know, like low self-esteem, right? Low self-esteem refers to having a poor opinion of oneself, characterized by a lack of self-worth, confidence, and a tendency to be critical of oneself. It is essentially when someone doesn't feel good about themselves and doesn't believe they are valuable. Now, that can say a whole lot.
Right.
Because, you know, I think you and I did this. I think Mighty Men of Value. I think we did episode Mighty Men of Value. So that low self-esteem is one of the areas where a lot of, I won't say a lot, because I haven't done a survey on it.
Right. Okay.
But it's where men deal with in certain areas.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, for example, confidence. Lack confidence.
Yeah.
You tell them to go do something. I don't believe I can do it.
Yeah, their confidence means confidence can easily be shot. Some you know, some men.
Some men. What you think caused that though? Like for men to have, we supposed to be like the lion in the jungle, and somebody could come say something as simple as, "Man, there's some ugly shoes," and they broken. What do you think? What do you think really caused that? You know what I'm saying?
Man, I couldn't tell you, man. I won't have a clue, man, other than, you know, I know we're trying to get to the bottom of self-esteem, low self-esteem, but like maybe it's the upbringing. I'll look at it on that from that angle. The upbringing, you know, like, you know, we always taught ours, you know, kids, whatever, you got to have confidence in yourself no matter what.
You
You
got
know what
to.
I'm saying? You got to, man, cause and I think the world is dealing with this low self-esteem as a whole, because like you just said, if somebody can bring somebody's self-esteem down with just telling you got some ugly shoes on,
Yeah.
just think about how it's going, like with the online bullying.
Yeah.
And making them, off themselves or whatever, kill themselves or whatever,
the
if we
cyber
can use that word,
you got gas. We about to
right.
find out.
Yeah.
Wait, we're
Right.
gonna find out together, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like you said though, man, like it's kind of like when I think it's an upbringing. I think it's a thing where, when they were little, they were told certain things.
I agree with that.
Sit your little stupid self down,
Right.
or go sit down with this to our community with your little nappy hair. I'm sure in other communities they
they probably got something.
Yeah, they got something.
You said they heard that. Yeah, or they they got other slogans that they may use in their community.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
in their communities, they may have
right.
they may have different jargon, and and for us, they may have heard that. So when you get out into this real life, you it kind of makes you kind of fold up when somebody says something, and then some of them you make them angry.
But you know what? I'm just thinking about that, even though we ain't got to that portion yet. The upbringing, like with the like let's use high self-esteem. If they high on themselves, right? Upbringing again, like the parents can bless them with the best shoes, best clothes, or whatever, all their lives, they better than everybody else. But then once they get from up under their parents' umbrella, and they can't rock what they used to rock when their parents was rocking it for them.
Yep.
Then when they roll out on the scene or the set or whatever, and somebody seems like, oh man, you got those busters on like that, right? The shoe, and then that'll break them down too, because they've been so used to having it.
Exactly.
Under their parents' umbrella.
And we're gonna get to that high self-esteem too. That's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. And so the definition of low self-esteem is a negative evaluation of oneself, compassing feelings of inadequacy, worthlessness, and a lack of self-confidence. Now, I was talking about men because, I'm a man, so I'm gonna address them first.
That's
but we got women too that have low self-esteem, and I think one of the things with low self-esteem that get women is that if daddy has never told them I love you, or you're beautiful, or you this or that, first Joe Blow to come by and say it, and it sound good.
Yep.
What you think they're gonna do, bro?
Yep. Or call them baby or something like that. It sound good.
Yeah. And then before you know it, man, you can, not all of them, but some of them can find themselves in a toxic relationship, or they can find themselves pregnant and by themselves, or it can get even worse. I ain't even gonna say what worse it can get, but I'm just saying it could actually get way, 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 way worse. Right. So characteristics, people with low self-esteem often struggle with self-criticism, fear of judgment, and tendency to compare themselves unfavorably to others. You ever seen somebody, well, I ain't said you seen, but you probably know of people that they don't want to criticize, don't want to fail, they compare themselves to, bruh, let's just be real. You're not Michael Jordan. I know it's gonna hurt your feelings.
Exactly.
Let's not do that.
Just stay in your lane.
You can't make a free throw, dog.
Like, everybody got their own gift.
Yeah.
Use your gift. Don't worry about what their gift is. You just use yours. You can't use their gift.
For real, the Bible say that though. It's a scripture. I think it's in 1 Corinthians, but it talks about how you should abide in the calling where you were called. Don't try to be somebody else. If you ain't a shouting pastor, or if you ain't a motorcycle rider where you can stand up on the back seat of it,
don't
try it.
Most definitely. That second one. Well, both of them.
Yeah.
Like a shouting pastor, whatever, you get to embarrass yourself in front of millions or thousands of people.
Yeah, they get up
But
there, hollering, their voice go out.
yeah, but most definitely a motorcycle rider.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they different, bro. They different breed.
yeah,
So all I'm saying is that, hey, be you, be true to you.
that's it.
Low self-esteem can have significant consequences on mental health, relationships, and overall quality of life. It can make it difficult to pursue goals, maintain healthy relationships, and cope with life challenges. They don't think they can do it. They've been told all their life,
Mm-hmm.
man, you ain't gonna be able to do that. I don't even know why you trying, bro.
Afraid of failure.
Yeah.
You got to try it, man. You got to try it. Everything ain't gonna be given to you. You just ain't gonna, the door just ain't gonna be open for you all the time.
Yeah, man. And
You know
we
what
had
I'm
a
saying?
slogan in when I was in the Air Force. When we
Mhm.
graduated, is on our picture: do or do not. There is no try.
Mhm.
So
Right.
either you're gonna do it or you're not. But if you don't, you gotta make it happen.
Mhm.
Me, I'm talking to men because I've been running, across people that they just men, they feel kind of deflated, defeated. And I'm just like, well, bro, I don't know what I can do other than talk to you. That's it. They got low self-esteem. Nobody's there to boost them up. Nobody's there to, they always, when you go ask for help, they make you feel like a fool for asking. So a lot of them like, man, why even ask? I don't even want to do.
Yeah, you got to step out on that faith, man, on everything. I was gonna say something, but it's gonna be step out on faith on everything.
On everything, dog.
Some stuff you ain't gonna get it right away. You're gonna fail, or it's gonna appear that you're failing. But you got to keep on digging at it if that's what you want to do, or that's what you trying to get into, or whatever it is you're trying to do.
Yeah, for real.
You got to keep pushing.
Got to keep grinding.
Like I said, it just ain't gonna be delivered to you on a silver platter. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's wrong with society today. Everything, this microwave generation, you know what I'm saying? Everything is put on a silver platter, have been put on a silver platter for them. So then when they got to go out there and try to get it on their own, and it ain't on that silver platter no more.
Yeah.
You got to work for it. Then they don't know how to handle that. It's almost like, I think we talked about that last week or a couple of weeks ago about that's like them participation trophies.
Yeah, we did talk about
awards or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's either first, second, or third. You don't get nothing if you fifth, fourth, fifth, and sixth place.
Just showing up.
You don't get that.
You don't get it, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So
some people want that. They want that for validation. And I think that you're tapping into like an even bigger problem, because I think when you have them doing that, it kind of make them feel like they are entitled. They didn't earn it. So now you're giving out these participation trophies. And when you give out these trophies like that, they feel entitled. When they don't get it, they feelings hurt.
And then some teams that have gotten participation trophies, fourth, fifth place, or whatever, the trophies appear to be bigger than the first and the second place trophies.
Right. I'm like, well, this is backwards.
So that make them even feel more entitled.
Right. To do less, to get more.
Right. Because the first and second place contestants, they feel like they showing, I guess the society feel like the first and second place contestants who put in the hard work to win, are showing up the other people. But that's the object of the game, right?
Exactly. The winner going to get the big trophy.
Yeah, go back to the lab and work out. That's what we had to do when we came up. Man, it was first, second, and third. That's it.
For real, dog.
So
I played against grown folk like y'all all my life with basketball. So when I really played against people my age, it was easy.
Yep.
It won't really like it was it won't like it was a challenge. And and then too, y'all didn't pump low self-esteem. Y'all taught us how to shoot, how to do all this, how to handle the ball, how to how to do all this stuff, instead of like, bro, go sit down, bro. You ain't got it.
Right.
And y'all kind of just pump the self-esteem into us and not the low side. But we get ready to come up against a break.
Okay.
When we come back out in this break, we're gonna talk about some of the causes, the improvements and all that stuff, how we can make it make it better and all that good stuff. We'll be right back, y'all.
Signed up to fight for freedom. What a price you had to pay. Picture in her helmet, missing family every day. Your Lady Liberty, dressed like G.I. Jane. Some scars we'll never see. She will never be the same. She's a mother, she's a daughter. She's a sister and a friend. Standing tall in that uniform until the very end. When Uncle Sam called, she signed that line to serve. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her. On that old dusty base with the meadows that shine, she's been to hell and back for the stars and the stripes. Your Lady Liberty, dressed like G.I. Jane, and some scars we'll never see, and she will never be the same. She's a mother, she's a daughter, she's a sister and a friend, standing tall in that uniform until the very end. When Uncle Sam called, she signed that line to serve. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her. Yeah, yes. For the ones that didn't make it, we will pause and then we cry. We can still see their smile in every sunrise. She's a mother, she's a daughter, she's a sister and a friend, standing tall in that uniform until the very end. When Uncle Sam called, she signed that line to serve. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at nbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Welcome back to Man Talk 133.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
tell you right now, dog, I don't know what's going on.
What's up?
Well, I had a cold, this week I got a cold. Week before that, my voice won't acting right.
Right.
But I'm still here at the old.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Like I said, man, I held it a few minutes ago before we went to commercial break. I had to cough a little bit. I was like, I got some water on. I got my little water on standby, so we good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So some of the causes, man, of some of the causes of low self-esteem can stem from various factors like negative experiences, bullying, criticism, and societal pressures. You know, a lot of it come from bullying. You know, back in school, man, you know, people used to call the shoes throat cutters. You remember them?
Yeah.
And you had a pair of them on. Now, let me tell y'all, I'm gonna tell you a for real story though. You remember, you may not remember this, but back in the day, they usually can wear whatever kind of shoes you wanted to on the gym floor. And we used to have them, what they call them throat cutters. So they stop when they want to.
Okay, I got you.
So they were scratching up the floor. I think we was the reason why they changed their rules that you can't wear them kind of shoes. Yo, we was messing up. I'm talking about, bro, them plastic bottoms They stop when they want to, but they scared all the way across the floor, dog. I was like, it made me think about when we were talking about bullying, how people would, call the
Yeah.
shoes throat cutters and all kind of
Was
stuff
that the
like that.
ones? Was that the ones that the quarter top ones, like the high top one, white ones that look almost like they was
Like
they was
Adidas almost.
there was a knockoff Chuck Taylors.
Yeah, there you go. Them. And they had some almost like the fake Adidas. Yeah. Yeah, they was top. I'm gonna tell you how tough they were, bro. They were so tough that you can clean them, literally clean them with oven cleaner. That's how tough they were. They were just plastic, hard plastic.
Man.
But hey, that's what we had, that's what we wore. And we at least we kept them clean. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't say they was dirty. They can call them throat cutters, but they weren't dirty. You know what I'm saying? So
grip.
Yeah, stop when they want to, dog. You get me running and stop, you may stop 3 feet over there, dog. So some examples of low self-esteem, bro. Negative self-talk, constantly criticizing yourself, focusing on your flaws, using negative language to describe yourself, always talking about your head big, you got bumps on your face. So what? Go to the dermatologist, get it fixed. Handle that.
That's all you gotta do, bro. I don't know. Like I said, man, there's self-esteem, man. If somebody this
is the low side. This is the low side.
Yeah, the low side. They really criticizing themselves like that. They really got a problem.
You got a problem, bro. If you talking about yourself, criticizing yourself all the time, you look in the mirror, this don't look right. And I got to change this.
Yeah, to that magnitude, what you just explained. That's wild, man.
Man, I can't go out. I got a bump on my face, bro. Everybody gonna be looking at me. No, take it from me. Man. No, they're not.
Ain't nobody gonna pay you no mind, man.
Not at all, because they got bumps on their face. You see what I'm saying? So why they gonna pay attention to your bumps? They got them on their own face. You ain't. I say this sometimes, dog, and I believe it to be true. You're not that important for everybody to stop their life to focus on you.
I mean, unless I mean, if you want to really be seen like that, if you think somebody gonna notice you, like you might throw some kind of like yellow wig or something on top of your head or something like that. Yeah, they gonna see you then. But average Joe, man, ain't nobody paying you no mind, man.
Think about you. You know what they call them ones that do them wigs like that? They call them a bozo. If you want to be a bozo, go handle it. Nobody care no more, dog. They know now that y'all doing it. They doing it for video. Nobody care about all this stuff no more, dog.
Yep.
For real. We talked about this earlier, the fear of failing, avoiding challenges or tasks due to fear of not succeeding. So you failed, and let's say you had this science project, and you wanted the volcano to erupt and blow all over the table. And you had the little baking soda in there, and you poured the vinegar in there.
Right.
And you ain't have enough vinegar. Now everybody looking at you laughing. This happened when you was in the 4th grade, bro. You 50. You can try something else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could try something else. This is, for example, you got a job, so you were successful at that, right? You had kids, you were successful at that. You got a wife, you were successful at that. Don't always look at it, explain it this way. Folk always look at the spot on the sheet. If you got a white sheet and there's one little small speck on it, everybody focus on the speck versus all the white that's around. So why focus on the little, bro? You got all these positive things. You failed in the 4th grade. Your volcano didn't come out like you wanted to.
Right. And then, man, go back to, like you said, the self-esteem. I don't even know why they really worried about, different things like that. Cause, like I said, rich people or people that got money, they don't wear their money.
They don't. They don't.
And people probably be like, "What are you talking about? They don't wear their money." See, we a lot of people in our community, they wear their money.
Yeah, they show you they got it.
Yeah,
as a target.
But they ain't got nothing in the bank, but they got it on.
They got it on.
People with money, they got their money in the bank, but they ain't got it on. You see them with some regular, slides, dockers, whatever they wearing, whatever. They ain't going out buying these $700 pair of jeans and $400 shirt. that you can only wear to the club one time, because if you wear more than 2 weekends, they're gonna be like, yo, bro, that's the only outfit you got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Only
saying?
pair of shoes you got? Yes, this
Yeah.
all I got.
Yeah, so ain't no need to, to try to stress yourself to try to
Impress somebody, bro.
impress people like that, man. Like I said, the people with money, they don't you don't know they got money.
You don't know it, bro. They don't even show you they got it.
Yeah, they got a quite natural. That's everybody. If you got to dress up for an event or church or whatever, that's fine and dandy. But outside of that, the people with money, they ain't running around here showing you like Gucci and all that.
They don't care. Some of them do, but not a lot of them. You ain't gonna. The vast majority of the people got that real money.
Yeah,
you ain't gonna know they really got it.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just what it is, bro. And this one right here is a big issue for a lot of people, bro.
Which one? What we got?
Prioritizing the needs and desires of others over your own, often to gain approval and avoid conflict. Everybody has dealt with this. I know I have. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Please, you want to. Hey, now I get it. Nah, I got it. Now don't worry about it. How you go out with somebody. I ain't really done this too much, but I have done it before. How you go out with somebody to eat.
Oh yeah.
And the boy, they ain't really got it like that.
Yeah.
But they want to, make themselves look in a different light with you. And I'm just like, it's all right. I can do it. I got it. I can pay for it. It ain't no big deal. Now I got it. And then
they'll keep letting you get it.
They do it.
Huh?
Say it again.
You keep on. They'll keep letting you get it too.
Yeah, you right. And you got it this time. They be setting up a lunch meeting every week, dog.
Yeah.
That's even you ain't got it, bro.
That's even with situations with anything. That's even with things without money. You know what I'm saying? Like you keep telling them you got it. They'll let you keep getting it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of I see it biggest in churches.
I was gonna bring that up. Yep.
Yeah, I want to please the pastor. And let me give y'all a real secret. The pastor don't really care. I hate to be the one to tell y'all this.
Yeah,
some people don't really care like that, bro.
Some people probably looking at it now when you just say, they're probably looking like, really? Pastor don't care nothing about that.
He don't really care, dog. He really, honestly, all he care about, if he love God, love his wife, love his kids, that's basically all he care about. All the other stuff is like extra. Now, they got some people that's gonna be in their corner no matter what. But if you're doing all this, hey, pastor, let me wash your car. And I got a guy come out and do it, but I gotta do it for free. Don't worry, you people please and try to get where you and to get approval for what? If you get the approval of the Lord, that's all you need. That's all I'm saying, bro. Some people do that. Difficulty forming and maintaining healthy relationships due to feeling of unworthiness or fear of rejection. They don't want to go all in because they feel like, see, the last girl that broke up with me was a football player when I was in this 11th grade. The star football player, I got rejected, so I don't really want to go all in with him. Because if I go all in, she might leave me. What I'm saying? Bro, you 35. We talking about something having 17. Okay, he the star football player. Like you said this one time before. It happened to all of us.
Yeah.
It happened
got all of us.
Yeah. And even the women, they didn't got dumped for the cheerleader. It didn't happen.
You're right.
But you were 17, bro. You gotta get past that. You
gotta
go all in, bro. If you don't go all in, you're gonna be 60 years old, no wife, no kids, house full of dogs, and that's it. I'm sorry. That's your end for you.
That's it. Yeah.
Just being honest, dog. Holding a negative view of your physical appearance or abilities. Boy, look at my stomach. God Almighty.
We said down in itself.
Yeah, all the time, dog.
Man, just work on it. That's all.
Think about it, dog. You got you got a house, wife, three
Mhm.
3 kids and the granddaughter, right?
Four and the granddaughter. Yeah.
4 and the granddaughter, right?
Yeah.
So you have a lot going for you. So why would you stand in the mirror every day, dog? You grew the beard. Why you gonna talk about it when you grew it?
Exactly. I know it's gonna have some silver highlights in it. I'm glad they in there.
You ain't lying, dog. For real. Some
That's
people ain't
let
making
me
it
know
to that.
Let me know that wisdom, is coming out. You know what I'm
For real,
saying?
dog.
So,
Boy, I'm gonna tell you right now, I done messed up. We didn't got past the break, dog.
oh,
Hey,
we okay.
we're gonna hit this break.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Y'all to the break.
Okay, all right.
It's time for a vacation, and Fairway Travels is here to share great specials for you to choose from. Discover the charm and features of one of Sandal's 16 all-inclusive, luxury-included, adults-only resorts, or a family-friendly beaches destination in the Caribbean. Or how about a couples resort in Jamaica? If cruising's your preference, get Thunderstroke aboard Carnival Cruise Lines or set sail on an award-winning Royal Caribbean ship. Join Virgin Voyages now for a wonderful adults-only sailing. It doesn't matter if you choose to travel by plane, train, automobile, cruise ship, or rowboat, we can help you reach your dream destination. Contact Fairway Travels today at 228-365-1012. That's 228-365-1012. Or email bookitnow247@gmail.com. Fairway Travels, where your journeys keep satisfying.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at nbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Welcome back to Man Talk 133
Yes,
with Charles and Daryl.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
y'all reach out to Red at Fairway Travel and
Mhm.
tell him
No doubt.
Man Talk 133 with Charles and Daryl sent you.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
y'all.
like I was saying before the break. Yeah. Hey, like I said, I knew, hey, I'm glad I've been here this long. The Lord kept me here this long. So
For
I
real,
got
bro.
I
That's
got
a
my
fact.
silver highlights. Hey, I'm gonna keep them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go just because somebody about like, oh, he gray, or this, that, or whatever. Now I'm gonna go cut everything off my face.
I ain't doing none of that, dog.
Like, bro. Like,
It's what it is.
some people will cut them off, won't grow the beard because they may not can grow a full beard. You know what I'm saying? It may be
Like
a little
me,
patchy.
I can't grow it, bro. I
Right.
tried.
See, that's understandable though. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about like, just in case somebody like, oh, you look like, you look like grandpa. Well, I am one. So,
What you want me to do, bro?
yeah, right. So, and now, I embrace mine, and now I look around and see a lot of people trying to, get gray beards.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's what it is, dog.
Yeah.
I mean, another one, man, is, they constantly seeking validation or affirmation from others, even when it's not needed. Hey, dog. Hey, man. Hey, man. How I sound, bro, when I was up there singing today. Hey, man, when I was teaching the how I sound, dog, did I pray good?
Right.
So, that
Yeah,
was
you
last
right.
week when you prayed, dog. You ain't prayed this week, but I know, but last week, how I sound, though.
Right.
You sounded good, bro. Like they keep asking the same stuff over and over. Man, how much?
Yeah, I feel you on that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, bro, how you like my truck? You asked me 4 times about this truck. How you like,
bro?
Okay, I like the truck, but that's low self-esteem. I'm gonna ask you something too. Before we get into the high self-esteem, I got a couple more things to say, but I want to ask you this because I saw something today and it just triggered. That's what kind of helped me trigger. I see triggers and it just give me what I need, right? Believing that one, that you are not good enough, deserving, or lovable. Don't nobody love you. Like, bro, get over that. I hate to say it like that.
Yeah.
Bro, you got to get past it. You're a grown man, dog.
Yeah, get past that.
You grown. Stop it. All right. So this is what I saw today, right? So I'm going through UNC campus today, and I may have been on the phone with Keisha. I think I was, but I'm going through, man, and I've been having to look, and I saw somebody jogging, young lady jogging.
Okay.
Now I'm wondering, like, why? excuse me, y'all. I'm wondering why women, maybe women can answer this in the chat or whatever, right?
Okay.
Why do some women feel they have to dress skimpy to look good? What makes them think that that's something that makes you look good? Like you have your breasts out, have your body out, have your stomach out, and then half the stomach you got out, you're like you're in the first or third trimester. So I'm trying to figure out what do you think though? What do you think?
Right, and that ain't no that ain't no shade on them when you say like in the second or third trimester. You're right though. Maybe there's some, you know, the women in the chat can, you know, can answer, but I think, man, it's validation because I mean, but then when they do this in public, then they wonder why guys be because you know looking or whatever. Because this first thing they would do is they'll call guys perverts.
Yep.
But I mean, if you out there like that, you know, guys ain't gonna walk around. Nobody gonna do that. Male or female ain't gonna do that. Walk around like they got blinders on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if they see you running around out there, you know, like you said on the campus like that, they're gonna be like, you know, they're gonna look. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, like you said, that must be something that they want because it's, to be honest, dog, it's on the track. Like you're walking around like you got a pair of underwear on. Like I don't get that part of it. I don't know. And I hope the women can help us out because is that a part of the low self-esteem? They've been rejected. So by them being rejected, they want to put this on to make them feel validated and make people look at them and be like, hey, look at me. I know, remember in high school or middle school when I had, you know, the ponytails and the buck teeth and you was talking about me. Now look at me.
Yep, I bet you there's probably have something to do with it.
Yeah.
In some cases, it's the same thing because I hear a lot of guys too say, you know, they kind of like fed up with the gyms now, going to gyms and stuff because when they go to gyms, they got females, like I said, dressed like that, and they got their phone video and they self. And if you sitting on a bench over here, you know, say like you just got through doing a set, right?
Yep.
Say dumbbell presses, right? So you laying down on the bench. So once you do your set, you set up, you taking a breather, right? And she over here diagonal across from you, videoing herself doing some squat, whatever she trying to do with skimpy stuff on, and then she look around and she see you sitting there.
Yeah.
But you are getting a breather.
Yeah.
But she'll call the gym or people on you saying that you a pervert.
Yeah.
I've had guys, you know, say
crazy.
that. A lot of guys said they kind of, you know, like done with the gym, even though some guys do still go. You know, I hear some guys say that.
Yeah, I still go, man. But you know, I go during the time where, you know, I kind of hit that cycle where it's mostly older people, you know, that be in there. So I kind of hit that cycle. I remember back in the day when I used to go, you know, it was a lot of young people in there taking videos and doing all that kind of stuff. Like them, just like, hey, how long you gonna be on that, bro? I come here to hit this, then I'm out.
But you know what? Ain't that's crazy though, man? Like it done came down to where you gotta go to the gym and walk on eggshells.
Yeah. Because you know why?
Saying?
Let me tell you why. Because the gyms, and I'm gonna say it straight up, you know, straight through the middle, the gyms won't hold the women accountable. The dress code. Now understand,
there you go.
You know, you're gonna wear some. I ain't say you got to come work out in cargo shorts. That's not what I'm saying. Or jean shorts. But what I am saying is that if they come in the door a certain way, then the manager of the gym should be like, hey, you know, you had to cover some up. You can't go in there like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, because now, you know, they sell, they got the whole outfits for sale now. Like they can't go to the gym now. You know, like if they go to the gym, they go back to self-esteem that we was talking about. They can't go to the gym. When they go to the gym now, they got a match.
All the way from head to toe.
They go all the way down with the skimpy, all that. They go by the whole nine, like they get ready to go out somewhere.
Including the water bottle.
Including the what?
The water bottle.
Yeah. And so you just going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it ain't like it was back in the day, you know, I know it's a different era, but back in the day, you know, we had to get it out of the mud or whatever. You know, you might have a baggy t-shirt on or whatever, some shorts you working out or whatever. You know, that's how I like to work out anyway. Somewhat of a, you know, if I was doing with a baggy, kind of not real baggy, but a loose t-shirt, you know, if I'm working out like
stretch, so you can do what you need to do, man. If you got some
right.
stuff on so tight that it cut your circulation off, how you gonna really enjoy your workout? Just like, for example, if a guy comes in there, he got these little bitty baby shorts on, now he get ready to do some squats. It ain't gonna be good for him.
Right. And then I tell you a quick story. I don't know if you remember boy Austin that used to work out with us back in the day when we was working at Cali.
Yeah.
You know,
I do.
You know, I used to always work out with the baggy t-shirts, right? And you know, of course, you know, I ain't got it now, but you know, boys, he took my t-shirt. Had to take my shirt off or whatever. You know, one time I had to take my boy. He went back to work. He said, "Yo, man," he said, "Don't let wet fool y'all now." But he kind of cut up on that t-shirt.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I always work out in loose fitted shirts,
so
not
you can't
real
see
baggy.
Yeah.
So because, like I said, I can be comfortable in it, but like I said, you know, I ain't got it now like I used to. I want to get it back, but you know, but that's what I'm saying. To your point, where you was talking about the guy with the little tiny shorts, like how can you exercise with tiny shorts on like that?
I can use squat, dog, because I'm going to tell you right now, they going up in there. I don't know how you gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like maybe women can help us in the chat. Is it rejection? What is it? Because I don't understand. If you're going jogging, why you gotta jog like you on the beach? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that. But let me go to the men real quick before I get to the high side stuff, right?
Go ahead.
Why do some men have to be loud and over the top to prove they got high self-esteem? In actuality, it's more low self-esteem because you showing your deep insecurities.
Yep. Got to be seen.
All the time.
They got to be seen.
No question about it. No question.
I hate them kind of dudes, man.
Come in, they're on the speakerphone.
Yeah.
I want everybody heard it come and say, yeah, man, you know, I just went and picked up put that $1,000 in the bank. And you know, so I'm gonna come out your house and I'm gonna okay, bro. Yeah. Now I gotta go back to the thing and pick up my Cartiers, you know, from the eyeglass place, and I'll be over there after I do that. Yeah. And the other guy on the end of the phone, he's sitting there like, what? And what is you talking about, bro? You get in front of people now.
You hit the nail on the head with that right there, though.
Yeah, man. And you know, you and I both men. You know, I think it's more so like you said, rejection. You know, men tend to have a harder way to go, growing up than women. Now, well, it's tough for me because men have it hard. But women can too, because you think about it, you know, you got perverts in the family.
Right.
You know, they could do stuff to the little girls. And you got perverts, they can do something to the men. And you got the way they talk to the men, you know, it's just like, bro, like you gonna, like, can we have a real serious discussion without you keep telling me how stupid I am or how crazy I am or how nappy? We got all that established, bro. I know that.
Right. And go back to the guy, like you just said too, real quick. He's the one that a lot of guys that do that, like you said, it is low self-esteem, but they think that's what real the girls in. Yeah. When they, hey, I got to go pick up my Cartiers or whatever, you know, $1,000 in the bag, got to go get my Jag this evening from the shop and all that, you know, they detailing it. You see, they do that on the speaker. They see women around. They tend to do that a lot of times when they see women. Like when they go walk in a restaurant. Guys do that. They feel that they can pull the women like that.
But you know what? I always say it like this. If they doing it, it worked somewhere. You know, so somebody didn't fail for it, and they found out that he had a 1996 Jag, and he had no. He didn't say what year he had. He said just his Jag. He got with ripped seats in it. You know what I'm saying? The black rim, all that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying it can.
They tease, but they clean though.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
You talking about he had some 20s on it.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, we coming up against the break, y'all. But when we come out the break, man, we're gonna talk about high self-esteem. You know, we can talk about the low because some sides of high self-esteem that could, tilt the scales too. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be right back after the break, y'all.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, hear the line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down to hear the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. Oh. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. He's Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, hear the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Red, White, and Blue, stand on these front lines. Red, White, and Blue, he'll pay the ultimate price. Lay down in the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey. Hey.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at nbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Welcome back to Man Talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
3. What's up, everybody?
Yes,
Thank y'all for tuning in, man. We really, really, really do it.
Yeah. Boy, one day I'm gonna be able to sing like coffee. One day, boy.
Hey, bro, do you know what?
I'm
One day,
like
dog.
one day.
One day, when we come out of break, I'm gonna come in and saying coffee, dog. I can't do it now because my throat. I can say margin line. I can say that part, but I can
right.
The other part I got to work on because of my throat.
Right.
I'm gonna come out the break one day, dog. I'm gonna be saying coffee. They're gonna be like, "Oh, is that coffee, or is that
right?
him?" Me, bro.
Right.
We got vocals, bro. I'm just trying to tell y'all, don't sleep on us. You see what I'm saying? Let's jump into high self-esteem before we get out of here, dog. High self-esteem means having a generally positive view of yourself, accepting your strengths and weakness without excessive criticism or shame. It involves feeling confident in your abilities, recognizing your strengths, and believing in your worth. Now, let me say this. It is I personally feel like it's a fine line between high self-esteem and I would say basically kind of like pride, I guess, because you can make it all about you.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that.
You know how you can make it about, people can make it about themselves. Like, hey, I did this. I don't know. Look at the house that we built. You know what I'm saying? And they start making it about themselves. I ain't say you can't talk about your strengths. Everybody got strengths. You know what I'm saying? You can teach folk how to, hit that middle on that, through your gun classes. You know what I'm saying? I could bag a turkey and almost blindfolded. Everybody got their strength. We up here talking. We can talk. You know what I'm saying? So, and we can, do what we do on the radio show and the podcast and all the other stuff that we do, right?
Right.
So I'm just saying to people, high self-esteem, be careful. Man ought not think. The Bible said man ought not think more highly than himself than he ought to.
Right, because like you said, man, when we go out and shoot, of course with the classes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't, I let them say whatever they say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I can shoot or not. I don't go out there and try to be the best or try to, whatever,
Yeah.
I don't even, sometimes, man, we do the classes, sometimes I don't even shoot.
Oh, just let them do it, yeah.
I let them shoot, and then and then sometime after the some of the classes leave or whatever, somebody stick around. I might shoot with them a little bit or whatever, but a lot of times I don't even shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes if I shoot, I go out to the range on a day by myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't, how some people may, because you do have some people that they want to get out there. They supposed to be trying to teach the class, but they out there trying to shoot all the targets, trying to show everybody how they shoot.
That's what I was just talking about, dog. Making it about them.
And say I don't do none of that. So,
and I want folk to be, ain't nothing wrong with feeling confident in your abilities.
Right.
I know you can shoot. I've seen you shoot, right? You ain't got to get out there and say everybody stand back.
Yeah, I don't do none of that.
Yeah, some people do that.
If they didn't know if they didn't know, y'all didn't say nothing, they wouldn't even know that I shoot like that.
Right. Yeah.
Like what I said, that's why sometimes I don't even shoot with the participants after they leave. I might, but some days I'll go by myself.
Yeah. Okay.
And
then, believing in your worth, you got to believe in what you believe in you. Like if you believe you can, let's say, own a trucking company, only you can believe that. I can't believe it for you. I don't know.
Right.
Some people want you to believe it for them, do it for them, run it for them. Why you do what?
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Like you got to believe. If I'm doing all this, I might well believe for the trucking company for me.
Exactly.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, so, then individuals with high self-esteem generally feel good about themselves and see themselves as valuable and worthy. And that's a good thing to have. But I have seen people that, bro, have you ever seen, you ever been in the store, dog, and everybody got to let you know how much they pay for something
all the time.
So how much is this? It's $3,000. Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then what you do? I'm gonna tell people what they do, because sometimes they get caught up in themselves. What you do is when you say 3,000 and they say, I'll take it, you know what they do? They wait for you to walk outside and then they take it. That's what they do. The thieves are in the store waiting on you to spend that $3,000.
It's strange that you said that, because I give you another quick scenario. I know we're talking about the high self-esteem, right?
Yeah.
The same scenario that you just quoted. It's the same thing, since we were talking about guns a few seconds ago, right? It's the same thing with a guy that's open carry versus a
Yeah.
guy with
Conceal.
conceal carry. Like we conceal.
Yeah.
How many times have you been in the store with somebody that's open? They got it all out on their hip. They want you to see it. You know,
A couple of Sundays ago.
you know what I'm saying? So,
I'm
but
telling you.
you standing right beside them just as deadly as a rattlesnake, but they don't know that because you conceal. And then it go back to what you said, like the guy got his money taken.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some guys that they got, they got their stuff on their hip.
Yeah.
They're open carry. And then somebody comes standing behind them, take it off them. And
Let me get
rob
that.
them. Yeah, rob them with their own gun.
Let me get that, homie.
Or kill them. So,
Or kill them.
So that goes back to what you was talking about the $3,000, $1,000 or whatever. And then they go out in the store, walk out the store and get robbed.
And get robbed out. And like you said, man, it's I'm trained to eliminate the threat. If I see you got yours on the side, to me, that's a threat.
Yeah.
So you the first one gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? If it went to that, you the first one.
They don't realize that.
Yeah, it's stupid how they do stuff, but hey.
Now that's here in Carolina and all those other, places that, that got concealed carry. I don't know how for our friends that, joined us on the live before. We was on the live with them from Cali.
Yeah.
And I don't know how Cali gun laws is. So we just speaking for North Carolina.
Yeah. North Carolina, y'all. Don't go out there and say man talk 133 said nothing.
Right. Right. It's for the state of North Carolina.
Yeah, when they disclaimer out. Clear that up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe I do a man talk. They didn't stand in front of the magistrate. Well, man talk 133. Like, who was man talk 133?
No, man talk 133 didn't tell you nothing.
MBradio.us.
Right.
Excuse me, y'all.
So that's like the same scenario that you was talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're the first ones you gonna get.
Yeah, man talk ain't saying nothing, y'all. Don't do that. Do not do that.
Right.
They accept their flaws and weaknesses without excessive self-criticism, understanding that everyone has areas of improvement. Exactly. You know how they, man, I tell you what, man, my face looks scruffy on the mug. I should cut it. It's all good. I ain't worried about it. And you got somebody else go out there, they face look way worse than you.
Yep, exactly.
Way worse than yours, dog.
Exactly.
Then you got
it's about like what you were saying a few earlier in the show about you got 4 kids and the grandchild, and you know what I'm saying, people ain't paying no mind because, like I said, hey, I ain't no workout guy like I used to. I'm trying to get back in shape, but I ain't got no good either though. Like some so what I'm saying is, hey, I'm going out to the restaurant. When I go out, I'm going to eat now. I don't care who looking.
Me too. It's a fact.
Let me show you. Let me looking at you to want to. Let me show you how we eat this over here.
And that's the thing, man. You know how people, people do that. You know what I'm saying? They just, a guy told me one time, I had a pink shirt on.
Oh, I wear it too. Like, hey, it's dress shirts or whatever, or polo.
He said, real men don't wear pink. I said, real men don't worry about what other men wearing.
There you go. I bet that shut him down.
Yeah, just go. You can go ahead around the corner and sit down. They got a spot for you.
Yeah,
around there where you can. I'm just saying, you can't be so concerned about people when they get out of the car. Girl, look at them shoes he got on. You ain't got nothing going on in your life, dog. They experience pride, huh?
No, I was there telling them, have them see what kind of man up under this pink shirt.
There you go. Don't let the smile fool you, or the pink shirt. There you go. And man talk 132 ain't telling y'all to go out there and fight. No, I'm just playing.
Right, because real quick, because in outside of that with the pink, like we recognize breast cancer.
Yeah, 100%.
Too. So ain't nothing wrong with that. Everybody's family, everybody's family have had somebody being touched by this. So
and we got so much more to get to, man. Like they experience, this is the one they get, and we got like 30 seconds. They experience pride in their accomplishments and feel a sense of satisfaction when meeting goals. That word pride scares me a little bit because it's making it about them. You can go, it's some other stuff we got, man, in here: courage and relentlessness, respect, self-love. And then if when I did my research, it's got some more stuff in here. The type of theories that self-esteem can come from. Social media theory, terror management theory, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, self-determination theory, social identity theory, identity verification, Carl Rogers humanistic psychology, and developmental theories. All these play a part into self-esteem. But we out of time, y'all. And we appreciate y'all joining Man Talk 133 with Charles and Daryl. Until next time, thank y'all for tuning in. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.